We're here at day 3. Come on down to the Keystone Center for the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Woohoo! Hello, it's Wednesday. Welcome to day 3 of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair at the Keystone Center here in Brandon. I'm Marshall Littlefield. We'll start things off with the fair's sponsor of the day. It's Credit Union Family Day, featuring the Care Bears, who joined us at the Royal, and that was brought to us by Star FM. As we'd expect, lots of families and lots of little kids here for this very special day. Let's check it out. I'm here with Arnie for Credit Union here on day 3 of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Arnie, can you tell me a little bit about why you think it's important for people to support events like the fair here in Brandon? Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, it brings in a ton of people from outlying areas as well as from Brandon, and the economic spin-off clearly is substantial for a lot of businesses in and around Brandon.
And can you talk a little bit about Credit Union's involvement with the fair?
Certainly. I'm part of a group called Credit Union Serving Southwestern Manitoba, and it's made up of 10 area credit unions, and some of those credit unions are relatively small, and by coming together it allows us to share resources, people, as well as funds to assist with sponsorships and events that are of a larger nature, such as the Winter Fair. So my credit union, as an example, could never staff a booth like this for an entire week, but when we share it with 9 other credit unions, then we have enough people to go around.
And you guys are sponsoring Family Day here at the fair today. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I guess Family Day is one day during the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair week, which this year is Wednesday today, and the focus, of course, is credit union sponsorship, and we're pleased to be part of the Winter Fair in that respect.
And the Care Bears are here, is that correct?
Yes, apparently.
Right on. Well, that's really good to hear. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time today, Arnie.
You're very welcome.
The fair can't happen without its sponsors, so thanks to Credit Union for supporting the fair. We move now to the fair's feature nonprofit organization, Diabetes Canada, and their important message and mission of diabetes awareness and good health. I'm here with Arlene for Diabetes Canada here at the fair. Arlene, can you talk a little bit about why you think it's important for people to support events like the fair here in Brandon?
Oh, I mean, it's local, which is wonderful. Granted, I know that the fair brings in people from across the province and as well from other provinces as well. It's a fun day, a fun week. You know, I've come for years because I live here, so yes, I love it here.
That's really good to hear. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Can you talk a little about Diabetes Canada and what your mission is and how that sort of ties in with the fair here?
Well, it's Diabetes Canada. Our mission is to improve the lives of people with diabetes through research, advocacy, programs and services. And the reason why we're here today is awareness. We have some questions that we can ask people to quiz them on their knowledge of diabetes. We can do a risk factor assessment to see what's their risk of getting diabetes. So, and we have some handouts and information here as well.
Wow, that's really cool to hear. Can you go through the sort of the risk calculation? How does that sort of work out?
Well, and you get different points for different things, but it includes your age. You're too young, so you don't need to worry about it. Age 40 and older, you get some points. So it's your age, your ethnic background, so people that are Aboriginal, Hispanic, African, and Asian all have a higher risk of getting diabetes. Your body mass index, or where your weight is at, where you carry your weight. If you carry weight around your middle, you're going to get more points. If you have high blood pressure, you're actually at higher risk of getting diabetes. So there's a sample. Your education background is another, believe it or not, gives you a risk of getting diabetes if you have a lower education.
Wow, well that's really interesting. I had no idea about most of that actually. So thank you very much, Arlene, for being here and giving us some of your time today. One of the best parts about the fair, and one of my personal favorites, is the food. I got to experience some behind-the-scenes action at the pretzel place, and it was delicious. I'm here with Mackenzie at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair Day 3, and she is going to teach me, a guy with no cooking experience whatsoever, how to make a pretzel. So, Mackenzie, why don't you walk us through what you got going on here?
Okay, well, first off, what flavor do you want?
What flavors you got?
We have the cinnamon sugar, icing sugar, Parmesan cheese, cheddar cheese, salt or garlic salt. And
Let's
you can
go.
mix and match too if you want.
Ooh. Can we mix Parmesan and garlic salt?
Yes, that's actually one of the most popular ones. Parmesan cheese, garlic salt, and pizza sauce. So you make a little pizza pretzel.
Let's do that.
Okay, sure.
Who doesn't love pizza at 10 o'clock in the morning?
All right, so it's nice and hot already. We dip it in some butter for you. And for two, we usually do both sides. So then we'll go the Parmesan cheese on one side. And then we'll do your salt on the other there.
Got some double flavor action going. Is this an advanced technique, or is this pretty basic?
It's pretty basic. And there you go.
Wow.
That's about it.
Okay, now for the taste test. Holy moly, that is good.
Good.
That is really good. Thank you so much, Mackenzie.
You're welcome.
Here at Day 3 of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Welcome back to our Day 3 coverage of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair here on WCGtv. The Royal has exhibitors from all over North America. It takes a lot to get a heavy horse hitch on the road, but our next exhibitor comes all the way from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Let's meet Kirk Messenger and his heavies. I'm here with Kirk Messenger for heavy horses here at the fair on Day 3 of the Royal. Kirk, what can you tell us about this guy here?
Tom, he's our right wheel horse, so that'd be the horse closest to the wagon, like in the 6-horse hitch. He's a 7-year-old, and he came from Canada originally.
Right on. And you're actually a long ways from here, is that correct? You're from Cheyenne, Wyoming, right?
Yeah, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Yeah, that's where we're from.
Well, that's a long ways to come. We really appreciate you coming out here. Can you talk a little bit about what you think heavy horses bring to the fair that's so unique about them?
For one, their size, and then what they do. They pull a wagon, and they're fancy looking, and it's just something different that a contrast to the jumping horses.
One thing I've noticed with the heavy horses is that there's so much preparation involved going up beforehand. Can you give us a little taste of what that's like?
We you get them out, groom them, and then braid their manes and tails, harness them, then hook them. So it is quite a long process to get, like, let's say all 6 of them hooked.
And so you have 6 here with you at the fair this year?
Yeah, we actually brought 8. Yep.
Right. And how does that compare to how many you usually like to bring to this sort of thing?
We try to take a couple spares. If we're hooking 6, we take a couple spare horses.
One thing I noticed, Kirk, is the memorial hitch there on your jacket. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it used to be the Messenger brothers. It used to be my brother, Mark, and myself. And that's when we started showing, was the 2 of us. And in 2002, he got killed. And so then we just, in his memory, went on. And now it's the Mark Messenger Memorial Hitch.
Well, that's a real nice story, Kirk. That's real good to hear. Thanks for taking some time to spend with us. Really appreciate it. It's amazing to see the dedication that exhibitors have to showing their livestock at the Royal, and we're grateful to people like Kirk Messenger for bringing their heavies to the show. The quality pork competition is a big part of the fair and contributes a lot to the community. We had a chance to chat with a few people involved with the event to find out what's what. I'm here with Wayne Burr at the quality pork competition here at the fair. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
This is a great competition. Our producers, in this particular case, it's the pork producers, work really hard to have a very good quality product, and this is their competition. They bring in their hogs on Monday morning. We have them graded by Manitoba Pork and the inspection manager, and so he grades them. So he's the top grader in the province, and from there we get the results. And so this is the luncheon. We build it up, and we award the top 5 placings. The cool part with this is that while they're entering, and we have sponsors to help us with this, this is one of those best partnerships ever. The producers, when they enter, they're going to win some prize money. One of the conditions of entering, though, is that they have to donate half of their prize money to a charity of their choice. So there's going to be 5 charities that are going to win because of this competition today. The other side of it is that the Grand Champion carcass and the Reserve Grand Champion carcass go up to ACC's Culinary Arts program, and that's product available for them to use in learning how to work with pork. And that's really come full circle this year, especially in a conjunction effort with some input from Manitoba Pork, Center Plate here at the Keystone Center, and the Culinary Arts program. The meal today is prepared by the ACC Culinary Arts program, so it's just a great opportunity for them to showcase their work. So yeah, I mean, in some ways it's a competition, but in some ways it's just a great way to build the industry.
I heard that the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place are donated to local food banks. Is that correct?
Yes. Again, one of those partnerships for our competition is that this is top quality meat, and so we send the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place, which is not all of our entries, but those 3 go to local food banks, which is in conjunction with one of the other programs that we run, because in our main arena on 2 nights this week, we run a pig scramble. Again, biosecurity in the hog industry today says that those hogs, once they've left the farm, can't come back. So we have one of our ex-directors who's committed to feeding out those hogs in conjunction with the local co-ops here. And then we have about 1,500 pounds worth of pork that gets killed by a local abattoir, and those get donated to local food banks as well this fall. So it's a real continuing process, and it's, like I said, it's one of the best benefits. This little competition has such a huge impact to charities in the province. It's amazing.
No kidding. That is a lot of food, and it's good to hear that it's finding a place. Thank you so much. I'm here with the Honorable Ralph Eichert, Minister of Agriculture here in Manitoba. And so can you tell us a little bit about what you got going on here with the quality pork?
Well, actually, this is a chance for Manitobans and especially the pork producers to showcase their products. And of course, it's a carcass contest, so it's pretty fierce. The growers take their responsibility very seriously in order to be able to provide the best carcasses for the world. Of course, we provide product for 17 different countries. We're proud of that fact, and it's a large part of our economy. In fact, it's the largest single product that we have in Manitoba. That it's our number one economic engine. So it's well over $1 billion in product and over $2 billion in processing. So it's a large part of Manitoba's economy.
And can you talk a little bit about the importance of the fair and events like this here in Brandon and how they have an effect on agriculture in Manitoba?
Well, Brandon's known as the Wheat City for a reason, and I can tell you that we're very proud at what Brandon does and showcasing agriculture, and the Rural Winter Fair does exactly that. What it does, it brings rural and urban together so that we learn to trust one another. Farmers are the most trusted group of people out there, so they want to make sure they continue with that trust in order to provide information to our urban folks really where their food comes from. Yes, you buy it at Safeway, but it comes from farm families that work really, really hard in order to ensure they got a high quality product.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. Really appreciate it. It's amazing to hear about all the good that the quality pork competition does for the community. As always, there is a huge number of entertainers here at the fair, one of which is Aaron Matthews, an incredibly impressive magician. Our Rick Thompson had the chance to catch up with him. Let's check it out.
Hi, Rick Thompson here with the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair, and we're day number 3. We're up here with a couple of great entertainers from Toronto, and you won't want to miss them in the Manitoba Hydro Amphitheater right here on the main concourse. You want to get by. These guys are fantastic, and you'll want to see their show. They're daily. It's only day 3. Remember, we got a few more days to go, so if you can't get here today, come on by. So let's start off with my first guest, Aaron Matthews. Aaron, welcome to the fair.
Hi. Thank you for having me. I'm loving it so far.
He's full of energy, as you can tell. He was at Tim's today. He's all stoked up and he's ready to go. So
6 coffees.
hey, and it's just noon. So imagine what it'll be like tonight. Aaron, how'd you get inspired to get into this magic game?
Well, I've actually been doing magic since I was 4 years old, and I actually started by performing with my little brother. We actually started doing it together, and we were a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old in little tuxedos.
Okay.
And I would perform in the middle of the stage, and he would run out from backstage with the next trick, but he would never know how anything was done. So he would actually stop mid-stage and watch the show and react like, this is amazing. So I just kept doing magic to fool him and to see him smile and laugh. So we sort of just kept learning together and growing together.
Good for you. So your brother, he's not part of the act, obviously, but is he still in magic himself?
Sometimes he helps out with shows.
Yeah?
In Toronto a lot of the time, but he's busy with school right now.
Okay.
But I travel with a new brother right over here.
Yeah, I see that. So magic in itself, how do you train, or who inspires you? Where do you get your tricks from? That kind of stuff.
So I was really lucky to start in the entertainment industry at a young age. So I got to meet a whole lot of different entertainers, whether it was hypnotists or dancers or mind readers and magicians. And I sort of just tried to take as much as I can from everyone that I work with.
Okay. Who do you practice on? Your buddy over here, Francis, or?
Yeah. We sit at home for 14 hours a day playing with decks of cards. It's crazy, but it's fun.
Well, it sounds like you're having a good time. So let's talk to your buddy here in the show, Francis Track. Francis, welcome to the fair.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So you do what part? What's your part in the show?
So basically, I'm a beatboxer, which means I make music and live music using only my mouth and my vocal cords. And I'll do that as a pre-show, and I'll have live music during the whole show as well. Okay. And the purpose of that is just to throw a party for everybody and make it more unique of an experience rather than just have preset music.
Right.
We can have live music coming from human mouth.
Okay. So again, I guess everybody wants to know who inspired you. How'd you get into this?
Well, I've been doing this for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And I've been inspired by so many different people and places. For example, like professional beatboxers, there's competitions that go on.
Oh, okay.
I actually just came back from Montreal Beatbox Championships.
Okay.
And I got vice championship. I became vice champion.
You're doing well.
Yeah, very good.
So explain this to me, beatbox. Like what, there's no actual words or what?
You can throw words in there. You can
Okay.
throw words in there if you want to make it more of a party.
Right.
But more of it is just music based.
Okay.
But you can throw some words in there as well. I can show a sample with some words after if you guys
Sure.
want.
Yeah, that'd be great. This is your first time to the Royal?
This specific fair, yeah. I love it
good.
here. It's amazing. I've
Good.
done other fairs, but here specifically, It's my first time, and it's been amazing so far. I feel very at home.
Well, it's good to have you here. So the combination magic, the beatbox, it goes well together.
It's a magical musical party. It's exactly what it is. We keep it high energy all the time. The whole show's completely interactive. We bring a whole bunch of people up on stage. We give out a whole bunch of prizes, and we just keep the energy up, and we keep the fun up.
Good.
Because we love having fun, and we love seeing smiles.
You can see what Tim Hortons does to you, I tell you. How about you? You're into the coffee thing?
Yeah,
too?
we
You're
just came from
inspired?
Tim Hortons. Got to get that energy up. Mine's still building up a little bit right now.
Okay, you're the mild one. He's the excited one.
Pretty much, yeah. That's
the way
how we do
goes?
it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can see it happening. So again, you're in the Manitoba Hydro Amphitheater. Daily shows are daily.
Yeah, we have 3 shows a day. You can check out the schedule online. Make sure to come say hi.
Or one of these delightful booklets you can pick up at the front desk.
Exactly.
Yeah, good for you. Let's have a little bit of that beatbox. Give us just a little sample if you can.
Okay, for sure.
There you have it. There's Francis with his beatbox, and we got Adam over here with his magic.
Yeah.
Great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, man.
Again, these guys are performing daily the Manitoba Hydro Amphitheater here at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. So if you haven't saw them yet, you definitely want to come down, have a look, and check out all the entertainment going on the Manitoba Hydro Amphitheater here at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair.
If you didn't get a chance to see Aaron Matthews or the other entertainers today, they're here for the rest of the week in the amphitheater or MNP Hall during the afternoon shows. As for tonight, be sure to get to Westoba Place for the dog horse relay, the 6-horse tandem, the pig scramble, thriller trick riders, and more. Opening ceremonies will kick things off at 6:30 p.m., so you've still got time to make it to the show. That's all we have for today, but we will be back here tomorrow on WCGtv at 5:30 p.m. with our Day 4 coverage of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. I'm Marshall Littlefield, and on behalf of Rick Thompson and our entire production team, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fair. Good night.